Hey guys, Chef Curtis Stone here. As a butcher and a chef, I'm always asked, how do I cook the perfect steak? So I thought I'd walk you through it. I'm going to serve a delicious side dish. It's cream spinach. I've got some Stilton to go in that, and it's absolutely fantastic with it. But the first thing, of course, you need to cook the perfect steak is the perfect pan. So I've got my all-day chef's pan here. You will love this thing. It's got a coating called Dura-Pan, so nothing sticks to it, right? So first we're going to start with the side dish. So grab some shallots or some onion. They both work just fine. Go ahead and cut through them, and then you're going for a fine dice. So just cut it in half so it doesn't roll around, and then you want to just cut a few sort of strips lengthways, and then go ahead and just dice straight across like that. Now you don't really need to cook in any oil with the Dura-Pan. If you want to add a little bit of oil for flavour, be my guest. I've also included in this set these little silicone handles. Now what they do is slide straight on, because when you'll be putting this into the oven at 260 degrees, your pan's going to get real hot. So they come in really handy. Whew, the shallots are really strong, it's making me cry. Toss those shallots around, and then you put in your spinach. Now, I know it looks like a lot, but trust me, when you add this spinach in, it is going to shrink down in size as soon as it starts cooking, because there's a big water content in the spinach. So that'll start to evaporate. You hear it start sizzling away. Grab your spoon. This is a beechwood spoon that comes with the set. And just kind of move that around. You want to season it before it's cooked, and that way the seasoning will disperse nicely through the spinach. So a little salt, a little pepper. Boom, boom. The great thing about this cookware is you can get it really nice and hot, because you want to get a good sear on your steak. You want to saute the spinach at that right temperature. And once it's wilted, you don't want to take it much further than this, because you don't want to overcook it. This, which is my steamer insert, so you can use this as a steamer or a blancher. I'm actually going to use it as a bit of a colander right now. So I stick it over here on a tray, bring over my spinach, and just flip it all out and let any liquid, any moisture, come on out of there. Okay, now my absolute favorite part of this pan is I put it back on the heat, and then to clean it before you start cooking it again, all you do is literally just wipe it out. Now you can stick it in the dishwasher, but I just love being able to do that, because now I can go from cooking the spinach to cooking my steak. So I've got two beautiful big ribeyes here, and all I'm going to do is season them with a little bit of salt and pepper. Go ahead, flip them over. Now, they've been out of the fridge for about 40 minutes. It's called tempering, right? And what that does, it allows them to come up close to room temperature, and that's going to help you get a really beautiful, even pink. Salt, pepper. Beautiful. All right, preheat the pan. That's important. Whenever you cook a steak, you want a really nice hot pan, or outside on the grill or the barbie. That's fine too, but make sure it's hot before your steak goes on. Make sure it's tempered before it goes into the pan, and make sure it's seasoned, okay? So tempered, seasoned, and a hot surface. Here we go. Ready? That is the sound of happiness right there. See how it doesn't stick to the Dura-Pan? It literally will just glide around. So no matter what it is you're making, eggs, stir fry, steaks, everything will just glide around the pan, and that's because of that patented Dura-Pan surface. All right, let's turn the steak. So you don't want to turn them until you start developing that beautiful golden crust. It's called caramelization, and it actually adds to the sweetness of the steak. Okay, you ready? Let's have a look. Oh yeah. All right, so here's what I do. I cook my steaks for 2 minutes, then I turn them. Give it another 2 minutes. It's had 2 minutes on either side. Then I turn it again and give it another 2 minutes, and then I turn it again and give it another 2 minutes. Now, the reason I'm doing that is every time you turn your steak, you're not cooking it from the bottom anymore. You're turning it, you're still cooking it from the bottom, but the heat's still penetrating through the top. It's called carryover cooking. That way, you're kind of cooking it slower, but you're still developing that beautiful golden crust, and that's the important part. We're going to get a perfect, even pink all the way through this steak. Okay, it's been about another 2 minutes, so let's have a little peek. Oh, yes. Look at that colour. That is what you want. That sound is what you want. This is a happy day in the kitchen. We're going to remove them from the pan, let them rest. We pop them onto a rack. Keep the pan on the heat, because what we're going to do with that is actually deglaze with just a little white wine. Get ready. Oh, you know it. Ha-ha. You could use red wine or white wine. Then I take a little cream, swirl that white wine. Sounds like I've been drinking it. Once the wine has almost evaporated, you can see it right there, almost disappearing, we take a little bit of cream, pour that over, and let that reduce. Okay, so as our cream reduces and intensifies, take your beechwood spoon, which is a great little spoon included in the set, and just press on the spinach, just like that, and you'll actually see through the colander some of that liquid escaping, which is great, because you want the flavour of the spinach, but not all the moisture. This will warm it all through nicely, and now we add the flavour. We've already got the lovely velvetyness of the cream, but this Stilton, this beautiful blue cheese. Oh yeah, a little bit of that in. Now, if you don't like blue cheese, of course, use any kind of cheese and it will work really nicely, just one that's going to melt beautifully. I like the blue cheese because it gives it a real bitey kind of flavour. And this, while our steaks are resting, couldn't be better. You could serve it just like this, or if you wanted to, I just want to cut through it so you get to see exactly how it's been cooked, because I think when you do, I mean, look at that. Perfectly pink all the way through. You now know how to cook the perfect steak. If you want to slice it for your guests, you can. I'll just kind of cut through it a bit like that. And then if you have a piece or two, go ahead and garnish that over the top. I tell you what, it is a dinner, a little bit of pepper over the top. I mean, it doesn't get much simpler than that, right? Perfectly cooked ribeye, beautifully creamed spinach with blue cheese, and thanks to my all-day chef's pan, if you get your hands on one of those, it becomes really, really simple. Don't mind me.